And we're live. Welcome back to another Manchester United versus Chelsea preview. Obviously, today I've got a lot of special guests. So I'm going to start off on the top. I feel like a pastor at a conference, all that stuff. So I'm going to start off on the top row. I've got making his debut. You've got Mr. Bits and Bobz. How you doing, bro?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Shout out to the man then. Thank you, Uncle Benji, for having me, man. Appreciate it. We're up in Scotland, man. We're up in here.
Yeah, man. Obviously, you got your boy Beeks, and you got Kojo free in the field as well. Also, so I got some special guests with me. These three are doing amazing stuff in the YouTube space. Three of the biggest Chelsea fans out there. You got Daniel, and Daniel. Daniel, what are you saying, bro?
I'm good still. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I don't like doing previews with you still, but we're moving it. And obviously you've got Mr. Vladimir's Prime does a lot of stuff for the football terrace. How you doing, bro? Thanks for coming on.
I'm good. Benji, thanks for having me on, bro. Appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Anytime. I see your work. It's good work. And obviously you've got the guru. We got the Mr. Stoppage Time himself, the man of the hour. We got Mayor Quadri. How you doing, bro?
What are you telling me? Man said we've got Fecky here, we've got Will Smith Men in Black. You know, man, we got
we're throwing it back.
I knew it was someone. I knew it.
Let me get my headphones because the Man United fans here are gonna cap. I want to make sure I hear everything properly.
We're throwing it back. We're throwing it back.
Every time I go south, I get that all the time. I've actually met Fecky. I've took a picture of him, so I'll send you it. I get it all the time, or I get called Black Star Young Star. So trust me, man. I get that. Yeah.
All right, cool. So
you said boo boo bang.
So cool. So obviously you lot know this weekend. Obviously it's got a big game. This is for not only for banter reasons. This is also for a bit of pride as well. So obviously we're gonna start for the Man United fans. What are you guys thinking before this game? Do you feel like it's come to you soon, or are we ready for Chelsea? We'll start off with you, Kojo, first.
Are we ready for Chelsea? Jesus. I feel quite ready, just because I know both teams have, as much as both teams have a bit of quality, they also have their frailties, and it's going to be a case of whoever can expose the other one the most. We are bouncing back from the humbling against Spurs. We had 2 good wins recently. The PSG one was a very, very impressive win as well. So, you know me, bro. I don't ever come into games too confident, but I don't ever come with a negative vibe either. I just want to see how the team is formed and the lineup they go for, more importantly. But for this Chelsea game, I think we can grab a result, because as bad as our defending is, their one is just as bad as well. So we'll have to see whoever grabs the result. But I'm feeling kind of confident. Can't lie. A little bit. Just a little bit, not too much.
Beeks, what are you saying for this game, bro? I know obviously you're only out on that. What do you think this game's gonna give us?
Do you know what this is, yeah? I'll be real, innit? Like, you know in WWE when you had the world title and you had the WWE title, innit? Yeah? Cool. So the thing is, like, Chelsea obviously world title, they're the world title. Man United the WWE title. This is basically Great Khali versus Jinder Mahal, bro. These managers, they're both on the ropes, bro. Let's be real, innit? You get me? So I'm just gonna keep it real, innit? I know we beat PSG during the week, innit? And obviously Newcastle and that, but that don't mean shit to me, bro. Because Chelsea is the type of team to turn us over, bro. I'm telling you right now, even though we've beaten them a couple of times, they're still our bogey team, regardless. So, bro, I'll be happy with a draw. That's how mad it is, isn't it? Do you hear me? I ain't confident, bro.
What about you, Bob? What are you saying for this game? Are you confident? Are you nervous?
To be honest, yeah. I think we'll beat them. Personally, I think we'll beat them. I don't want to start taking shots, but I'm going to start anyway.
Go on.
I think Frank's a fraud. Personally, do you know what Chelsea's problem? They've got too many good players, and Frank doesn't know what to do with them. Simple. Their defense is useless. Our defense is probably better than theirs, so I think we beat them quite comfortably, actually. 100%.
We'll do the scores at the end. So that's a lot of fighting talk. You know, remember this is YouTube, bro. A lot of stuff can get clipped over here, G. Just be careful with it. So,
Bro.
Mayor, we'll come to you. What are you saying for the game? You confident? How are you feeling for it?
I'll be honest. I think this game is bigger than just United Chelsea. For me, it's I've been saying Lampard has to step into the light, and I think this is one of them fixtures once again because each time he's faced Ole slapped his head. I know my man said that we're the bogey team, but we're not. Like each time we've played you, Ole has just been slapping Frank's head for fun, just slapping him bare. So like, in church, when your mom was like them ones, yeah. So I think the game comes at an interesting time. Of course, that win against PSG, praise where it's due. Ole got everything correct. We can't fault him on that. Yeah, PSG didn't turn up, but in terms of his whole time at United, that was, I have to be honest, everything from I've seen anyway, personally, that was the best I've seen him in terms of in-game management, actually team and everything. And then you've got Lampard on the other hand, who, we didn't beat Seville, and of course the game was dead, but it was our first 0-0 draw underneath Lampard. That's the first time under Lampard we've drawn 0-0. The defense looked a bit more sturdy. So it's difficult to see what happens when it's a big game. And of course, even though it's at Old Trafford and you guys are supposed to have home advantage, there's no fans. It's my 11 versus your 11. It's about to the death. So I think based on how both teams are, I could see a few goals going both ways. I'm not confident enough to say Chelsea win, but I don't think we're going to get turned over as well. I think hopefully we learn from those mistakes. So I'm expecting a good game at least.
Cool. I'll bring in you, Mr. Prime. What are you thinking of the game? Are you confident? Because obviously I've seen you on the Football Terrace. You're always giving it the big one. So what do you think for this game?
I'm not confident for this game. I'll be honest. I'm not at all. I think we're gonna get smoked. I'll be honest. I'm not confident at all.
Well, you know you're playing Man United, not Man City or Liverpool. Right?
No, yeah, I know. But our manager is Frank Lampard. Our defense is abysmal. I have no right to be confident going into this game. Yeah, obviously we've got quality attackers: Werner, Havertz, Pulisic, Ziyech should be fit. But the way we defend, our structure, I still don't have confidence in Mendy.
Do you think
support the man, then, man?
I back my team, but
do you not think your attack can do our defense? Because I know certain captains will be back.
Yeah. However, it just depends on how both teams are set up. If you guys come out and attack us, I think we'll beat you, based on the fact that we will play on the counter attack, and your defense will be exposed. However, if Chelsea go out to dominate the ball, we won't be clinical enough to beat you guys, because we'll dominate the first half. We'll get all the chances. We won't put them away. Second half, you'll counter against us, and you'll end up beating us like comfortably in the end. So
that's interesting. Daniel, do you agree or do you disagree? Last time we met, I was giving it all the big end about the front three and Bruno and Pogba. Half of the team didn't even start, and we lost 3-1 in the FA Cup semi-final? So what do you think? Like, what do you think's gonna happen in this game?
Yeah, that one I called it to a T. I told you form goes out the window in that one, innit? But I think you might need to deep for Prime to say what he said it's a mad thing still, because he normally backs Chelsea to the bone. So you can tell that there's obviously I won't say a lack of confidence, but I'll just say uncertainty when it comes to Lampard and the decisions that he makes in it. For me, the game is won and lost on team selection, and the tactics that are implemented. When you look back on it, yeah, when you look back on it and see what happened last year, the reason why we lost is because Lampard was rattled by the three at the back. If you remember at Stamford Bridge, I think United won 2-0. You lot played a 3-5-2, and it was Dan James and Martial up front. It wasn't even like I don't think Rashford played in that game, and the one where we were saying Maguire got a red card, all of that kind of stuff, and the 3-5-2 just rattled Lampard. And I think United are definitely going to go into that game playing the 3 again, based on what happened at PSG. All we've got to hope is that what happened the last time you played PSG and went there to win, the next game you lost to Arsenal 2-0. So hopefully, big game. Next game after PSG, you lose as well, innit? But in terms of backing Lampard in this game, I'm confident. I think we can win. I think if you go into the game with the lineup that should be played, you win the game. Like I've told the boys, I've told the man them before on my podcast and on other shows that I've been on. I said, if I don't complain about the lineup before the game starts, we will win the game. Crystal Palace, I never had any complaints. No surprise, that's our first clean sheet. We win 4-0. Hudson-Odoi, natural winger. Pulisic, natural winger. You got guys playing in their natural positions. It's no surprise Werner plays up front for the first time and he scores 2 goals. All I'm saying is play guys in their natural position. Don't make it hard for yourself. Simplify things and you will win the game. That's what it comes down to. But I'm not part of the guys singling out Mount and that, but if Mount plays left wing, we won't win the game. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Like, we won't win the game. Like, it's not me singling out Mount. It's just that you're not putting Mount in a position to succeed, innit? Like, me and Maya always joke about Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson's the only manager who frees up the mandem, and fam, Tomori and Hudson-Odoi right now, they're not being freed up. So it's a bit tacky right now.
Fair.
Yeah, that midfield battle is what I'm looking forward to, because I think for me that's where the game's won and lost. I'll be honest. For me, the game is won and lost in midfield for sure, for 100%. Because Van der Beek's not even starting for United. That's quality. So imagine what the game's going. It's like, you know, alright, cool, I'm putting him on. That's just quality. Pogba came on the other day, different, 3 chances created more than any other player. I just feel that the midfield is where it comes down to. Of course, like, we've got Havertz to create from there. If it's a counter-attacking game, then we should see the best of Kante. So it really depends, like Dan says, it really depends on the selection. One of my biggest issues with Chelsea at the moment is I only feel like you play players out of position if it's to the benefit of the team. We just do it for the sake of doing it. So, for instance, you move Pulisic out of position to put Mount somewhere else. You have how old is Navas? He's a failed, not failed winger, but he's a right winger playing right back. And we didn't
he is a failed winger.
Yeah, we didn't have our best winger tackling for most of the game. Like, it's them small game decisions for me that Lampard needs to change quickly. Because listen, you don't even need to have a tactical masterclass to win this game. This next game, you don't need a tactical masterclass. You just need to get something right, and you win it. So it'll be an interesting one, man.
Yeah. So just to echo what Mayor was saying, what do you guys think about the individual midfield battle? Obviously, you've got Chelsea with their contrasting style of they like to keep the ball, move it left and right with Kovacic and Jorginho in the midfield. Then obviously you got United. There's a bit of a mix. You got Fred can bite, Pogba can do this, people can do that. Who do you think has the better midfield out of the two? And who do you think is going to win that battle in the midfield? We'll start with Bobz. What do you think?
I think depending how you want it to play, okay? Chelsea have Jorginho and Kovacic, and 2 of them are really good at keeping possession, retaining possession. So I think if those 2 play, I'll be quite confident, because Fred and Scott McSauce will be able to handle that. I'm gonna put it out there, guys. I'm gonna put it out there. Listen, I've got to rep the Scottish player. No, to answer your question, I think if they play those 2, we'll be fine, because Fred likes to bite. He's tenacious. Scott is anti-football, so he'll be good there. But so I think it just depends on the system. I just think it depends on the system. If they want to keep possession, let them keep possession. It suits us, you know. But attacking-wise, there's a midfield 3. I mean, Bruno, Van der Beek, and Pogba. I mean, who outs us? But Ollie's not going to play 3 of them at the same time, man. Let's be honest. He won't.
Fairs. What about you, Beeks? What are you saying about the midfield? Obviously, on paper, it does look like Manchester have a better midfield, but I feel like it depends. Fully functioning midfield, Chelsea does look a little bit better on the actual pitch. So what do you think?
No, I think just like you said, I think Chelsea have the better midfield in that manner. They'll be planning to hurt us. It depends on who Ollie selects, really, man. I mean, with him, he's got bipolar selections, innit? You know them ones there. You don't even know which one he's gonna go with, innit? One day he just, I don't know, bro. I don't know with my man, innit? Do you understand what I'm saying? But in this type of game, you know what it is with Ollie. Yeah, he's looked at the PSG game and he's thinking, you know what, it's worked, innit? So he'll probably just stick with what he did on Tuesday, bro, and just leave Fred and McTominay with Bruno in midfield. That's my problem here. Whereas you still need a bit of like, I'd rather start Pogba, innit? That's my thing, innit? But just to echo what Mayo said earlier on, innit? You still got the likes of Van der Beek. I don't even know what he's gonna go for. But my thing is that Chelsea, when they're functioning, they'll cause us problems, man. That's the thing, bro, and it's really worrying. Hence why I'm not really too confident, man. I'm on the same vibe as Prime, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not too confident in this game, bro.
Fair. Coach, what are you telling us about the midfield battle? What's the plan?
You know what? Fred's decision making at times scares me, bro. Like, he goes through many transformations in many different games, more than a flipping Super Saiyan. Like, it's just very, very jarring. So watching him worries me. I know he had a good game with PSG, but then you go back to the Newcastle game and you saw him running into thin air and helping us concede a goal. I don't know who Scott McSauce is, but that guy. See that guy.
What happened to back in the man, though? I said that guy.
Exactly.
That's certain man that I don't back. I can't back him, but he did it. He has played well recently. But Van der Beek is so important. I've been screaming for this guy to start, and I don't know when the hell he's going to start, but he needs to start because I'd rather, you know how I am, I'd rather we show a little bit of quality way before, like, you know, trying to see how the game goes, see if they can be defensively solid and harry players and all that kind of stuff. And we all know Fred is not good with his front to his goal. Like, he needs to be going the other way, because if he's going backwards, we're all in trouble. And if we've seen Havertz and Kovacic, who's very good, yes, with possession, he's also good keeping the ball as well, in terms of dribbling and in tight spaces and finding a good pass as well. So I'm not too sure about playing Scott and Fred, but if I had to drop one, I'm definitely dropping that Source guy you're talking about. So Van der Beek to start, and I'm actually quite happy with Pogba still being on the bench, just because I feel like he's not ready yet. Give him a bit more time to get back into his full groove before we fully unleash him onto whoever's next. So
Pogba on the bench gives us options, though, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
It gives us that creative.
100%. But you know, if the game's not going the way we want, we can put Pogba on. You know,
well, that's the thing.
Against PSG, innit?
So he's able to create chances straight away because he's got that range of passing from many different places on the pitch. He loves going forward more than he loves going backwards. So if you still got Fred on the pitch to do that defensive work, then it's good for Pogba as well. So yeah, just try and do what we've done in the last two games. More quality on the pitch, bit by bit. Don't negate quality and then bring on another one and then throw it away. Let them come on together and then try and cause damage, because Chelsea's defense is not that great. But if you try and do too much defensive work, we're not even good defending anyway. You know who I'm talking about. You know he's going to start again, innit? You know what I'm talking about.
Foolishness, man. I hope he doesn't, to be honest.
You know he's starting. That big Roblox head is in the middle of your defense, bro.
No, hold on. You don't rate Maguire.
Right here. That's his armband as well.
We'll come to Maguire in a sec.
That's
I don't think anyone rates Maguire. So, Mel, what do you think?
I rate him.
You just touched on.
I rate Maguire.
Take him then, I beg.
What for?
I wouldn't mind him. I rate him massively as a centre back.
You're being sarcastic, bro.
No. Honestly, I rate Maguire highly.
In a back three, maybe, yeah, but not a back two.
Even in the back two.
Can't lie, your fellow Chelsea.
I think he's one of the better centre backs in the league.
Your fellow Chelsea fans don't look too impressed with you right now, bro.
I know, right?
This is what I say, that defending is dead. It doesn't exist.
It's done. Yeah,
it's done.
If Maguire's one of the better centre backs, and why is he one of the better centre backs? Because he can head it and kick it.
Fair.
How many better centre backs are there than him in the league?
This is what I
that's the point.
Defending's dead.
This is what I tell people.
I'm saying this though. There's a lack of centre backs.
The mistake people make is that people think there has to be world-class players. If there isn't a world-class player in a certain category, there isn't. The Premier League probably has maybe two world-class centre-backs, and if that. And I'd even make the argument. I'd say Van Dijk and then probably Laporte, and I'd even say when we go back into the eras where we had like serious defenders, Laporte doesn't really hang, in my opinion, with these guys. So it's just depends on how you see it, innit?
I've been saying it for long. Man, like Sammy Hippier will make a lot of your favorite centre backs look very average.
Very average.
Very average. Very centre backs are not what they used to, and it's because everyone wants to be doing pass, but nobody wants to actually defend.
Defending, yeah. That's
how many times are you watching defenders and you're saying, "Oh, he was good defending," or is he just running back?
That's rare. That's rare.
I love this guy.
But,
God shall bless you. Plenty.
No, you're absolutely
right.
right.
The midfield thing, yeah. I'll be honest. With Chelsea, we have a midfield identity crisis at the moment, and I say that to say this. I came out and openly said on Stoppage a few days ago that I was on these people where because Kante was getting moved around here and there, I started praising Kante on his third man runs and ability to carry the ball forward. And I don't need to see him do that. You get me? I need him to do his bread and butter. So I don't know if Lampard's going to allow that to happen. But with Jorginho, we have someone that has the ability to make the forward pass. What we do lack in our midfield is a penetrative pass, which is, you know what? You know when you're popping it, you just need the ball to go forward to get to your front three. We lack that. Jorginho lacks to kind of play the one into channels, but he's not just doing a direct one into our front three. We lack that. Kovacic is a great ball carrier. In terms of press resistant, it's amazing. But I think it's about how you utilize players and not just the quality. So I don't know if Kovacic comes straight back into the lineup. I think you probably still have Jorginho and Kante purely on the decision that they are based on their natural reset. They are more defensive. So they're going to try and protect that defense. And especially if you have Thiago in, you probably need someone like Thiago that can track back and legs because Rashford, Martial, these guys are quick. They're going to try and get in behind. So it will really, really depend. I do think that how United utilize their team at times is great, but you guys this season, the Premier League, haven't been great. I mean, I think it's been Brighton. I wasn't impressed. I can't remember the other game I wasn't impressed. And all of these teams go and play other teams and they're getting smoked. Do you get where I'm coming from? I've been watching the midfield. I've not really been impressed, but our midfield may allow you the opportunity to do that. I do think if Kante gets given the instruction, don't make third man runs. Don't try and be progressive. We have 3 amazing footballers in front of you, or 4 if you count Havertz on the point. Let them play football. I think we're in a perfect position. And it cost us in our last game. I don't need to see Kante going on the counter. If I've got Havertz and Ziyech and Werner and these guys up there, and maybe if Cho or someone's playing on the wing or Pulisic there, my bad, I don't need to see Kante going forward. So
why did they do that with Kante, Mario?
I think what's happened with Kante is one of the key things that come out, and I've openly said it. I think his impact in games over the years has reduced. This was a player that was PFA Player of the Year, two titles in the trot, and all he was doing was running around, winning the ball, give and go. It was like, I don't want to compare the two, but remember old school Dan. You remember old school Mikel. All he came in to do was win the ball, give it to the creative players.
Yeah.
Kante wasn't trying to do anything fancy. He was just winning the ball, hard graft, give it away. Over the years, his role has been adapted because of managers into this sort of carry the ball, try and do third man runs into the box, try and win headers, try and triple square on the edge of the box, and it doesn't make sense. It's not his forte. I wouldn't ask my plumber to come and do my electric. You get where I'm coming from? If we allow, and don't get me wrong, it's not just on the utilization of him. I think it's his injuries and just it's hard to play at that intensity for the whole of your career. But if we use him in the right way, I genuinely feel that we're in a great position. Like I said, we've got 4 amazing attackers that we've brought in, goal scoring talent. If we just tell Kante, listen, you don't need to go forward. Even if United try and counter with Rashford and everything, Kante's there.
Yeah,
Kante should actually be there. And don't get me wrong, his interception stats have not been great and anything, but he's still Kante. He will still cover the ground and get stuck in. So that is what I hope for. I hope for that. And I don't think this is the game to start Kovacic. When we played Liverpool, one of our biggest issues was we popped it out nice from the back. We were popping it in the midfield. Nothing was going forward. We weren't getting the passes forward in time enough. And I just feel like if you do that against United and make the mistake in the middle, Rashford, if you give him 3 chances, he's going to put 1 away. I don't know if Cavani starts, but you guys have the ability to score goals. That's one thing for sure, like the hook by Brooks. So It's going to be an interesting one, man. I think this is one of them games where it's so hard to call on paper what happens, because you man might go for the 5 at the back just because it's worked. We might try and do some 5 at the back business because Lampard's a bad man. You just don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah, 100%. Quickly to add on that, quickly to add on that, I think what's also important is, like, as we talked about already, the midfield battle. I think there's one thing that Norman Footy that I follow, one thing he was talking about, and one thing that he actually analysed in terms of Chelsea and their structure. One thing that we always make the mistake in is our transition defensively. We're never prepared to track back when someone loses the ball in the midfield, and that is a major problem, because, like you were alluding to about the penetrative pass, if we allow Bruno Fernandes to be in that space between midfield and defence, we're done for. If we continually allow him to play his balls, because even though he plays about 5 a game, one will definitely come
15.
off. 15 a game.
5 a game.
Literally 15 a game. So, like, that's literally the point. But in my opinion, it's a bit like Marmite. You love it or you hate it. I've seen a lot of United fans say they don't like it. I personally love the player who's always looking for the forward pass, because I love that. Like, that's what he's always looking for, that forward pass, and more often than not, he makes it in it, and he's had a huge impact. So I think it's important for Chelsea. I personally think you remain compact. You don't try and be a team that you're not yet. Like, you don't try and be a Liverpool, try and be a City. I still think you can remain compact with the attacking players you have. And then when you're counter-attacking, you literally got the creative freedom when you've got Havertz. You've got guys like Havertz, Werner, Pulisic, Ziyech. Like, it's a scary sight when you've got those players running at you. And you literally tell, like we've spoken about, I think I've been a victim of when Kante got moved around. And I'd say it goes all the way back to Sarri. I was a victim of Kante wins the ball high up the pitch now, so it's calm. Like, he doesn't need to do what he was doing before. I get why they're playing him there. And I was always making excuses, trying to say, it's because of this, it's because of that. But really and truly, like I said, play these players in their natural positions, give them their natural jobs, and they will perform. Like, sometimes, fam, this management thing, sometimes I always say, I'm not saying I'll do a better job than Lampard, but sometimes simplify it. Just play your best team. Give them their jobs, their roles. They know what to do, and then you'll see that you'll reap the benefits of that. Of course, to take it to that next level, take tactical nows. You need to beat teams depending on what tactics you need to play. But fam, just simplify it, man.
Do you know one of the key things for me that's hilarious?
I think sorry.
You see, imagine like you're at Cobham now, and they're doing the attacking drill and everything, and you've got Werner, you've got Ziyech, I
already know where you're going.
Kante and Jorginho are not going to be involved in the drill. They're not going to be involved in the drill. It's going to be you, man. Passage of play, bing, bing, bam, 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 bam. So when it comes to game day, I need Lampard to tell this man, listen, I've bought this attack off the shelf. Literally, we bought Ziyech, we bought Havertz, we bought Werner. Like, I bought these guys off the shelf. Let them do that. And for now, until we understand how to defend as a team and as a unit, let's just make sure that we're at the back with that back 5, we're compact. Because the thing is, Chilwell's going to join them. Chilwell tries to join them.
100%. And Reece James
them as well. So let's tell the other two, just relax. Old school, holding midfield sort of play. Just relax. Cover ground. That's it.
It's funny that you mentioned that. And Daniel, you're also talking about balance. I don't think we necessarily have that in our midfield, at least playing deeper anyway, because, for example, look at Kante. He's played with Drinkwater, Matic, Fabregas, and at France he plays with Pogba. But the fact that with Sarri we brought in Jorginho to play this Regista role, so everything has to be around him, which means Kante has to be out of position. I think playing them in a pivot doesn't work to the effect that we obviously wanted to. That was why Frank was looking into buying a DM, someone who could sit, which would allow Kante to do what he does best, essentially. You play with Kovacic with him, it still doesn't work because Kovacic isn't a DM anyway. He likes to get the ball, he likes to progress, and he does what he does. I think that's one of the big problems and the big areas in this Chelsea squad that we were trying to address in the summer, but we couldn't based on the price tag for Declan Rice and going in too late for Partey.
Do you know what's so crazy though? Like the thing is, you're right, and that's why I think with the way Chelsea are chopping and changing the squads and the managers, you get this kind of mismatch of optimal players that kind of play for different managers and different systems. But if we call it as it is, that season where it was Sarri, Jorginho had the most interceptions in our team in the Premier League because he was the deepest one. So of course, Kante's role was then changed because of that, and he couldn't do what he could do. Fair enough. But I genuinely feel that if you're a good enough manager, you can kind of create a system for your players to get the best out of them. The way Jorginho plays in a team like for Sarri is that he's this sort of conductor. Everything has to go through him. Every pass goes through him. He orchestrates every single pass. However, the way he's set up to play, Jorginho could do your role of your DLP, where it's literally the only thing you're there for is to play make from deep. People are going to try and press you, but if you play them passes forward, we're negating 3 or 4 of their players because they're trying to get onto you. And then Kante is this your protective arm, and Havertz is your third man that goes and joins attacks. So it is possible, but again, it takes time to coach. Which I will say, you know what, this season when you're playing matches every 2 days, it's hard. But there is ways that you can make them work. Like I don't think it's impossible that them two don't work. Like there shouldn't be, if you know how Jorginho is, there shouldn't be any reason why you leave him in the middle by himself, because you know he's going to get smoked at the park. I've seen it against City. I've seen it against Liverpool. I've seen it against like lower teams. Like they will smoke him out the park. So why not put someone near him that can cover that up, and then you allow him that freedom that, you know what, I can be expansive, or I can just do the penetrative pass and get us out of here, and then we defend as a 2. Because let's have it for what it is. Yeah, he doesn't have pace and power. He's not the quickest. But most times, if you watch the games, like the full games and everything, he tends to be in the right defensive position. It's when we get past Jorginho, he's finished. He's not getting the ball back. He's done for. So why would you not put in a position where he can win? Just set up in a position where he doesn't have to go chasing the ball. Because as soon as he has to chase, oh, Lord have mercy, it's finished. It's like Matic when Matic was tired. Tell Matic to chase anyone. He's not chasing no one. He came into the team
Sleeping, bro.
to do 1,500 meters, man. Some athlete, but that's my dog anyway. Big up McTominay, he's Nigerian still.
So I'm just gonna move on swiftly towards the managers, because I believe that these 2 managers are, especially on Twitter anyway, especially even when people talk, these are probably the 2 managers that are probably disrespected the most. Especially it was all over social media. So who do you think is going to win the battle between Oli and Lampard on Sunday? Then obviously add like a little prediction after that. So we'll go with Coach Kojo first. Who do you think is going to win the battle between the 2 of them?
Why did you come to me first, man?
Because you're our coach, no?
Honestly, right now I feel like Ole is in a better position to win, just because everything that the Chelsea boys have said about the midfield is everything that I felt about Lampard. That's my biggest doubt about him, is that he doesn't know still his best exciting. Obviously, because he's added so many attacking talent to it, he still doesn't know what he's going to do with that midfield. So now is it going to be how he's going to come back into the middle? Is it going to be Werner in front of him, but then what's with the back 2? Is it going to be Kovacic and Kante? Jorginho and Kante? I don't think he knows what he's going to do yet. Whereas I think with Ole, right now, he's in a position where, because he's Van der Beek, that extra quality coming off the pitch can help him take control of the game, like he did against Newcastle, like he did against PSG, and help him get a result. I think he's been lucky with Tuanzebe coming back fitness as well, because it also gives him something to think about. You cannot depend on Bailly, because apart from being injury prone, he's also quite bush on the pitch. I'm going to keep it real.
Man said bush.
Real AFCON. He's going to keep it real.
AFCON.
Exactly. And we all know how we feel about Lindelof. You know, I praised him last season, but a lot of the things I praised him for last season, he's not doing this year. So,
man.
Yeah. So and I think with the front line, it's quite easy. And the signing of Tellers as well helps him as well, because Tellers showed him already in 90 minutes that he's so far better than Luke Shaw. So that's giving him something to think about. You know what? I can play him there. And he didn't even play him in his right position. He played him on the left wing position against PSG. And he did a lot more than Shaw did on that side, completely defensively and offensively. So in regards to Lampard, I think Werner starting to get into his groove. Havertz is starting to find his feet. Reece James is a good right back, but we don't know if he's starting him or Aspi, which is a problem again. But more importantly, that centre back pairing that Chelsea have. I understand Thiago has been brought in for his experience, but I don't know if he's not. It's not. I don't know. He's not the same player that he was maybe 5 years ago. For me right now, Daniel, you might disagree. I know. I praise the signing of him. Don't get me wrong, because I actually think that it's a good signing. You brought him in, but I don't think it's the same guy that he was. And I don't trust your Zumas and your Christiansens and all that.
Let's just get it straight. Obviously, it's not something big. Obviously, because I'm not trying to interrupt you, but at the end of the day, obviously we've spoken about defending and all of that. Thiago Silva is the best centre back on both sides of the pitch.
Hey, I'm not come to argue that position. I'm not come to argue that. If you want to come and do the winning point one day, trust me, I'll back you. But
I'm just saying, innit? I'm just saying.
But he's not the same guy he was. That's what I'm saying. So, but this is the thing though. Now it's the era of recovery defending. So I don't know if he has that strength. Regardless, I'm gonna say Ole, and
what's your
I'm gonna
prediction?
Prediction for score. I'll give it 2-1 United, and I feel like Cavani's going to get the winner.
Right.
Is he fit, yeah?
Yeah.
Cavani? Right. Go on, Beeks, what are you saying?
Yeah, man. This, like I said, bro, man's on the fence with this thing, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Give a scoreline, sir.
Fam, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like I said, Oli gives me anxiety, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. And then you got. Like our defense, but no. On a real, bro, it gives me anxiety sometimes because I say that because if we won against PSG, cool, but I just feel like he's gonna change something. Like my heart is racing. I'm not really thinking properly, man. I'm not eating well because I feel like he's gonna play Maguire and and I love eating food and that. You know them ones there. My mind right now, bro. Fam, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like, I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, you're just gonna do something to piss me off, and I'm gonna end up ranting, and then I'm gonna look like an idiot. But I really hope he don't do that. I know Lindelof. I've slated Lindelof. I've called him every name under the sun, innit? But I just feel like he's better in a free, innit? And it's proven. Every time he plays in a free, he looks good, man. And Shaw as well. When Shaw plays in a free, it looks all right, innit? But again, I know he's going to revert back to a 4-2-3-1, innit? That's why my heart is just racing. But I'm just going to go with it, man. I'm just going to say 2-2, man. We're going to leak goals. I think we'll score goals. I think our danger. Listen, I'm telling you.
You said 4-2?
2-2.
No, I said 2. Man said 4-2. Hey, whoa. What do you think this is? 4-2 to who? You go, bro. Yeah, you allow it, man. If it's 4-2, it's going to be 4-2 to Chelsea, if anything, bro. But no, 2-2. I'm going for 2-2, man. Nah, levels, bro. You people.
I agree with Beeks still.
Come on, man. You people keep sticking with Oli, man. I told you, I don't got time for that, bro.
Beeks, what did I say on your show, bro? I said, if you give me 5 offensive performances, you can stay. He gave me 4. He's never given me 4 out of 5. He can kick.
Bro, he's giving us what? Newcastle and PSG. That's not enough for me, bro.
And that's it.
That's not enough for me, bro. Are you dumb?
You're a hard man to please. But yeah, Bobz, what are you saying? What's your prediction for the game?
I think on the Lindelof comment, do you know when we signed Lindelof played in the back three at Benfica, but we came to Man United and he played in the back two, so he's also going to look out of place. I think we win. It won't be comfortable. I think Ollie's going to allow Chelsea to have the ball. We're going to stay compact and hit them on the break. I want Thiago Silva to play because we'll burn him for pace. We'll also burn Jorginho for pace personally. So I think we win 3-1. Very high in confidence. I hope they play Mason Mount, to be honest, and I hope they play him on the wing because, like Daniel said, you guys are unbalanced, And if he does the simple things, then yeah, maybe you might have a problem. But nah, I think we'll stay compact, allow Chelsea to have the ball. Hopefully we don't play a high line because then we're in trouble. Because if Werner plays through the middle, then boy, yeah, do you know what I'm saying? But 3-1, and
try.
I think we're gonna do a madness, but yeah. Man United. I support Man United. I love Man United. Like Man United first. Yeah, Ollie. Only God. Well, we all know why he got the job. Yeah, but Beeks, I'm with you, man. I still don't know why he's still here, bro. But
brother, you said 3-1, my G. You said 3-1, bro.
Yeah, I'm confident. Listen, I said we'd beat PSG 2-1, bro. Trust me, man. I think we'll score. Listen,
cool.
Their defense, yeah, against our attack. Come on.
What about our defense, bro?
Listen, Kojo, I was about to say.
Don't worry, man. We kept Neymar quiet, bro. Come on, what's going on?
That's the perfect segue because I'm pretty sure you man have conceded more goals than us this season.
No. Hey, did you say was Mbappe? Okay, cool.
No, you said
when we know games won by Harry Kane, and even before that, last year, Bergwijn.
Omar, listen, I'm telling you right now, we're winning 3-1. Trust me.
I'll keep your faith.
Cool. We'll go, Mel. What are you saying for the game?
I like the faith by the United fans because, of course, and the thing is, I don't even blame it. You guys beat PSG, even though PSG didn't turn up. You beat them at their home stadium. Rashford restored the feeling in Paris, so I understand the optimism. But the reality of the situation is, you guys have conceded more goals than us this season. So all of this sort of like defense. You might have conceded more than us. You get me?
11 in the league, bro. 11.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. I do see it being 2-2 because even though we're scoring goals, like we had a 3-3 against West Brom, we had a 3-3 against Southampton. Like any of the games that we were free throwing and scoring, we will like concede goals because of the nature of the football. And we have this mentality of switching off. Like the West Brom game, we didn't turn up, suddenly come on. The other game, we turned up, switched off. So I think it's going to be a cagey affair, but a little bit of free-flowing football elements. And I'm going 2-2. I think if we get the right service for Werner, he's going to enjoy. If Ziyech is playing, I just feel like he's that sort of player that can pick the pockets. And he's been someone that I've been really waiting to see perform. And again, I feel like if we get Havertz in the right areas, I feel like we can start seeing him as a player. So I would go 2-2. Personally, with an inkling that we could push it to 3, but let's say 2-2 Chelsea.
Interesting. Before I come to you, Prime, we will do a combined level after the score prediction. It pretty much picks itself, to be fair, but yeah. Prime, what are you saying for the game? What's your predictions? Obviously, you wasn't looking too optimistic at the start of the show. How are you feeling 42 minutes in?
4-2.
2.
United will beat Chelsea 4-2.
Chop. What's
going on here?
But before you continue, this is the first fan peep I've ever had where someone said their team will lose. My God.
No. Listen, I love my team. I back my team. But if I'm not confident, I'm not confident. I'm being honest. It's either be 3-1 or 4-2.
This isn't Latimus Prime, man. This is some Megatron thing, bro. Decepticon, bro.
He's not the same guy. He's not like this.
Some Decepticon, bro.
I don't think you ever watched like Man United play the season. To be fair,
No. I have.
Do you know
how bad Chelsea play? Have you watched Chelsea play?
How
have you seen our defense?
Yeah, but obviously lost.
Tell him, man.
I'm normally proper like, yeah, we're gonna do this and talking all this rubbish, but nah.
Why do you feel like we concede 4? Is it because of the West Brom and the Southampton game? And
it's based on how we defend, based on how we set up.
Do you think
Frank won't pick the right pack? I don't trust.
Yeah.
That's
the question I was going to ask you. Do you think if we play the right selection, we still lose 4-2? So the ideal team, the team in your head, because most Chelsea fans have the same lineup, bar 1 or 2 players, but we pretty much have the same lineup.
No, because I don't think the midfield works either way.
Fair enough.
I still think in that midfield. Yeah, Kante is a mainstay in there, but I think Kante doesn't have the right partner with him.
Kante's the main problem. Out of interest, because the thing is that what I've always liked about you is you know football in it, so you kind of take things from different experiences and whatnot. So you don't have to give me a name, but who would you say the perfect profile to play next to Kante at Chelsea is? What sort of player?
A stable DM, someone like not Declan Rice specifically, but someone like him who is a stable DM that can sit.
There's this
Why-
Chelsea obsession with Declan Rice.
No. He's the only DM that I can just think of right off the top. I want someone to actually sit and be able to partner a Kante.
Let me tell you now, Zakaria is by far a better option than.
And apparently we've been linked with him today. Zakaria, perfect. Then have him. But I want someone to be able to be there with Kante.
So you basically want someone that's just going to stay in the
stable, yeah. Unless we play a 3-man midfield of Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic, which I'd be cool with, but then you're missing out on that.
You don't have any penetrative pass or anything.
That front three, yeah. So
that's what happened against Liverpool. No, it was not Liverpool. But this is the thing, though, right? And I'm glad you raised that point, because if you get this, you still need someone that can pass from that position. Yeah. We still need it. We still need it, because if we had like Kante and just a DM, the ball's not getting to our front three or front four. I promise you.
What's crazy as well is people forget that Matic actually was able to play that pass in his prime as well.
Yeah,
Matic was very able to play that pass.
Yeah,
that's the problem we have.
DM, okay, fine. A DM like Matic, then let me not use Rice. Someone who can
sweep up,
be a defensive midfielder, but also he can pick out a pass when needed.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. Well, obviously, this isn't a Chelsea therapy show, so.
No, relax. Look, it is what it is. To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if we actually beat United, but realistically, it's looking like you are going to beat us comfortably.
Well, are you the type of people that we're going to lose? You're going to say we're going to lose, but then when we win, you'll be on your
No. I'm always confident in my team. Trust me, but I just don't feel it in this game. Okay. And I think I was saying this since the weekend.
Of all Chelsea games in like the last 5 years, this is the one where you said, nah, we're not gonna. Do you know? There's been some games that, like, if this was the Bayern game, I understand this energy. Like, there's no way we're doing anything against Bayern, but like, this is a team that doesn't have a manager that doesn't have in-game management. Like, a manager that's not known, that is not notorious for his in-game management. Like,
Frank has in-game management.
No, I know not, but we're still playing a team that hasn't got a manager that has in-game management. We're playing a team that, if we're being real, the United fans will agree, a lot of it's based on vibes. Like, go on, guys, do your best. It's not based on, okay, we're going to go out to beat these guys.
True.
So, like, the game should be an open game, not a 4-2. If you said 3-2,
look at
I'd have been like, all right, cool. But 4-2,
you're going against a manager. You're going against a manager that watches the game on the iPad, bro. He don't even shout.
Look at the games Chelsea have played this season. How many of them have we actually looked comfortable in?
I'd say the Palace game was comfortable.
Very.
And apart from the Palace game, I'd say that's the only game that was comfortable.
That's the only game
we played West Brom 3-0 at half time. We came back and we drew 3-3. But in my opinion, from what I saw from the game, Frank didn't do anything tactical to change that game. It's because he brought on Callum Hudson-Odoi. That's why we were able to change it up and win or get a draw out of the game.
But then,
Southampton, 3 continuous defensive mistakes from the centre backs and goalkeeper, and he doesn't think to switch it up tactically.
So kind of what you're saying, Cookie, if you're talking about tactics, Oli doesn't have a leg to stand on with that.
Facts.
So it's like
100%.
He doesn't.
I want to say they're both as bad as each other, but they're both as... What is for this game, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Oli and Frank Lampard, they think they're managers that operate in like the Shard atmosphere. They just need to keep it simple. Tesco Mildo on Saturday or whatever it is. Whoever gets a Tesco Mildo and orders the right thing and does the right job wins the game.
Wait, I just thought you said Tesco Mildo.
Just get the right thing.
No, but here's the thing.
It's simple, bro. Because for me, I want to say it like this, yeah. What's going to happen on Sunday is that, like I said, like what Dan said, the team that plays in the right way, if Mark plays on the left, you lot are in balance. If Oli goes and plays like Greenwood, Daniel James, all this stuff, and he doesn't have a balanced team, we're basically stressed as well. So it's like, whoever comes up with the best lineup will definitely win that game. 110%. It's just
and the subs as well, man. Definitely the subs as well.
Also, a thing you have to take into account that in this moment in time, United are in good form. there's positivity around.
I'm sorry.
PSG is not form.
That's not
form.
form.
One big game.
No, okay, PSG and Newcastle.
They're optimistic. They're not in good form.
Yeah, like
form. They're below us in the table.
Better form that Chelsea's in.
How? Riddle me. How?
Did we lose? Did we win our last game? No. Did we win our last game in the Premier League? No.
No, but
we haven't looked comfortable. We haven't really looked comfortable all season.
But looking comfortable and form is two different things.
Exactly.
We're performing better than them. That's just the facts.
I wouldn't even say there's any team that's really in form.
Exactly. The only team that's in form
early in the season.
Villa.
Okay, cool. Okay, fair. But are we performing well? Because we're not really getting.
Neither Manchester United.
No one's performing well, bro.
No. I know, and I get that. But they have just won. They have just won their last 2 games.
You're basically saying,
forget that, bro. We got slapped 6-1 the other day, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like 2 weeks ago.
Cool, exactly. And after you got slapped 6-1, I expected you to get out of Newcastle, get out of PSG, and get out of Chelsea with good results. Because this is something that Ollie always does. When he goes through a bad period, he switches to a 5-back and he's able to get out of it.
Yeah. Kojo, you know your Newcastle game, was you losing 1-0 to like the 85th minute, something like that?
No, we equalized.
Equalized 20 minutes after,
and then we took the lead.
Wow.
When did you take the lead? That towards the end, because that's when the goals.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So that's when we brought in the quality, and I was like, play early.
It was after Van der Beek came on. That was it.
There we go. So like for me, like I get what you're saying. I think they have the more optimistic camp. Like their players will be buzzing off the PSG result. That
they're not on form.
You can't take away from that. But I wouldn't say they're on form. However, at the same time, if you look at Chelsea again, like I'm not trying to glamorize this Seville result, but at the end of the day, for them guys to keep a clean sheet, that is going to do that team a whole lot of good. And don't get me wrong, it sounds pathetic. I'm saying that about Chelsea, but that's what it's come down to. That's the realism of it.
But Seville set up in that game to get a draw. What did they do?
What happened in that game was like, you know what, we're scared to concede, and basically they tried to win. If anyone that watches boxing, it's like trying to win a fight on points. But not there. You have to go until the 9th round.
Yeah, and at the end of the day as well, like I said, I was a bit reactionary after that game. When I reflected on it, and I like to look back at certain things, people need to remember Bayern Munich beat that Sevilla team after 90 minutes. It wasn't in 90 minutes they won. And if you saw that game was cagey as well. Like Sevilla aren't chumps. Like people need to put a bit of respect. Like if you look at Marca as well, it's recent articles, they're saying Sevilla are the closest challengers. Yeah, exactly. Do you get what I'm saying? So they're the challengers too, as opposed to Real Madrid being challengers. So fam, I just think you have to look at it both. I get what you're saying. Lesser of 2 evils. Which team do you think is in the worst state? 100% on the balance of play going into this game, United should be way more optimistic than Chelsea would be. Of course, 100%. I agree with that. However, what I will say though, and it will lead nicely into my prediction, is I just think that as much as Ollie has had this knack of being able to pull results out of the bag. Let's not forget Lampard has pulled big results out of the bag last season as well. If you think back to the Tottenham game, you think back to the Arsenal game.
Schooled Arteta.
Like, do you get what I'm saying? So he's got the ability to do that. Even the FA Cup game, when we played in the FA Cup, like that was another game where we were saying Ollie was going to do a 3-0 whitewash on Lampard, but he managed to pull one out of the bag, and we looked dominant in that game as well.
But in all of those games, he's got it tactically spot on from the kickoff, except that Arsenal game where we got dominated.
We had to change Jorginho. Yeah.
I haven't seen Frank do it on a consistent basis. I don't like if he picks the right lineup, then I'll be confident, and I think we will go on. I don't think he will.
No, but what's your score prediction if he does pick the right lineup? Because that 4-2 is a bit too negative. We need a bit of
he picks the right lineup and he does it tactically. 2-1.
Chelsea.
Close game.
Trying to make it short to Chelsea.
No, that's literally my prediction.
What's your prediction?
I don't think it will be as like the goal fest that everyone thinks it will be. I think it will actually be a close game. I think there will be missed chances 1,000%, and I think it'll be a 2-1 win in it. I think Chelsea will take it. It'll be a big result out of the bag for Lampard, and it's just something to build on, like we always say, innit? And that's where I stand on it, really.
First. So let's just do a quick combined 11, then we can wrap up the show. It should be quite straightforward. Obviously, they've been asking for it in the comments, so we have to deliver. So goalkeeper.
Say no more.
Yeah, you man can have you man can have that.
Dave saved.
I take Peter Cech.
Peter Cech.
You're taking a piss.
2020, I take Peter Cech too. I'm joking.
He's the only goalkeeper to have a Champions League out of all of us, so no, Peter Cech.
Here's a guy.
Give it to them. I think Mendy can be. It's just the myth about black goalkeepers, isn't it? You just never know. Really. No. Honestly, it's just like what the unexpected, innit? And I've seen a lot of documentaries about it and why it's seen as a thing. Like there's just the unexpected factor to it. I think Mendy has looked very, very good, and I think he can improve as well. He can become.
Is he your number one going forward this season?
100%. Yeah, Lamp said it. Yeah, 100%.
He's unfortunate though. What do you think? Mendy's went into a mess. Do you know what I mean? You know, anyone can be better than Kepa.
But the thing is, anyone can be better than Kepa, but coming into a situation as toxic as that one, exactly, a lot of pressure on a guy. There's a save in that Sevilla game that Mendy made that a lot of keepers won't make. If you have weak wrists, Kepa's not making that save.
I think Mendy's not really on any pressure at all.
He's not, because
he's just playing his game.
Yeah, there's two sides to it, to be fair.
Yeah. Also, people saying that Mendy, the black goalkeeper thing, that might just be a bit of banter, but it's based on the fact that no one's seen him play consistently.
Exactly.
Don't know what we're getting into with him.
Listen, one of my man them told me that they've had Football Manager for so long, and never has Mendy come up in the search for the goalkeepers.
Literally,
this guy, he might not be all that, but at the end of the day, listen, he can save, he can kick.
Mendy his real name though.
Yeah, Edward Mendy. Yeah, that's he's never come up in FM searches, but like he's competent enough. He can do a job, and I think the main thing Chelsea needed was reassurance that if a defender gets beat, the goalkeeper's competent. So for sure. So Benji, right back.
If you let's go left back, Benji, or centre backs. What's the centre back situation here?
You said
Ben
Chilwell.
Why would Ben Chilwell for that?
Because Luke Shaw's not going as a left back.
No, that's right.
It's too early. It's too early for that, bro. I do think it's Ben Chilwell still.
This is like the first time I've seen this guy play.
Chilwell. Yeah, we'll agree with that.
Centre backs.
Thiago Silva
and Maguire.
Wow.
Nah, Maguire, get out here, man. Nah.
Yes. Who else do you put him in?
That's what you have to understand.
I rate Lindo more than Maguire, man.
Apart from the Southampton game, Zuma's had a great start to the season.
So what are you saying, Zuma and Thiago?
And it depends on how we're doing the lineup. If we're basing it on form and who's played well up until this moment in time.
None of us centre backs are. Yeah, on form. None of us.
Yeah, I know, right? Conceding right.
Based on who's looked most comfortable. Thiago Silva and Zuma are the only partnership with a clean sheet between both teams, so I think it makes sense to go with them.
In terms of United, if not Maguire, who's the person that you're putting up to say
exactly?
Because Lindelof, Bailly's always injured. Wan-Bissaka is not a centre back. He's a great defender, but he's not a centre back.
No.
Luke Shaw centre back looks competent, but that's just in the back three. So who do United really pick up for their centre
obviously back? It's the only. Maguire's the only one. Maguire's the only one. And if we're saying Maguire, then it can't be Maguire because based on what Daniel's saying on form, just what he said alone just puts Zuma in. So we have to deal with the situation.
Cool. So that's what Chilwell. Chilwell, Zuma, and Thiago Silva.
This shows you how far behind these two teams have come. Ferdinand, Terry, Carvalho, Vidic.
Them days are over.
Oh my God.
Johnny Evans on the bench.
Bro, you know what? When Johnny Evans got sold, man, that hurt me, bro. That hurt me. The last proper defender we had, man. Hurt me real bad.
People were laughing at Wes Brown and Gary Cahill. Now we'll be dying for these type of defenders.
You know what I'm saying?
What about right back?
I think that's a tough one.
It's obvious.
I don't think it's that obvious, you know.
What are you man saying?
I've got a black spider, man.
It's the criteria thing.
Okay, are we doing it on form again? Are we doing it on?
I don't
form
know.
again?
It's
If it's on
Even
form,
if it's on form, it's Equator.
On form again. Like United fans might be fucking slating me in it, yeah. But on form, Wan-Bissaka's been poor, bro. He only had that one good game. Actually, two good games, Newcastle and PSG. Yeah, take that away, bro. He's been poor, bro.
And that's because of the scandals. They said post-scandal AWB is probably the best defender we've seen in a long time.
So imagine, bro. So
Caesar Azpilicueta.
You man are hurting me.
Man are looking at me like
I know.
But like, I don't know if he starts. One thing I will say is this season, I think I've seen Reece James grow up a little bit. I've seen him defend more as opposed to use his athleticism. Exactly. But I have to be really well. Like people say all the time, and it's not a joke. If it comes to like actual defending, Wan-Bissaka's one of the best in the world at that. And
one-on-one.
And his challenge is, can he help United become a bit more of an attacking threat? I mean, that goal he scored against Newcastle was emphatic, but I don't know whether that's going to be I saw him try to put a cross against PSG, and I said, nah.
I thought no one was going to bring that up, you know.
So, I don't know. I would, for balance purposes and to be fair, I would understand put Wan-Bissaka in, but I just feel that this season I've seen a maturity in Reece James that I was starting to question at the tail end of last season. I just felt that he just became this kind of guy that was just running into people, but I've seen him actually defend a bit more this year.
Trent Alexander-Arnold come outside.
Do you know what? Yeah, I think Reece James, man. Reece James is better than, in my opinion, he's better than Wan-Bissaka on the ball going forward.
So, no, that shouldn't be in your opinion. That's gospel.
That's right.
That's gospel.
I think what it comes down to really and truly is just who are you leaning more towards? The reason why I lean towards RJ is because in general, RJ is just the more complete fullback. Even when you include all the right backs, I think he has a great future for England in terms of the fullbacks that are available now and just the tools that Reece James has. I think he's got the most tools. But if we want to go off who's had like outstanding games and outstanding performances, then yeah, AWB has two games to his credit in it, and we can go with him.
All right, cool. We'll leave that for the comments. The comments down below. Obviously, when the video finishes, add your comments.
You guys are talking about his defensive prowess and Reece James's overall and everything, but we're going based off form, not based on belief.
I don't really think it's different. I don't think Reece James has had like a fantastic season so far. You have to also understand that you guys have shipped a lot of goals.
No, I know. That's why I brought up.
The thing is with Manchester United is that. Oh no, Azpilicueta. The thing is with Manchester United is that Manchester United, any mistake someone does gets highlighted to some mad extent. Like Wan-Bissaka, like even if he does a dead cross and it's even that thing. I saw a picture that someone said it's a penalty, but it's not a penalty. It was in the opposition box. That's how much like you get scrutinized at Man United. So everything just gets highlighted more. That's why it's kind of hard to choose between the two. Azpilicueta, he's always getting red in the face. He's getting
so Benji, make the decision. Then here you go.
No, I'll leave it to the comments. I think it's an even one. Because at the end of the day, Wan-Bissaka's had some good games. Obviously against Newcastle and against PSG, and I've seen Reece James have a couple good games as well. But none of them have been like consistent. Where you can be like, this one is in. Do you know what I mean? So we'll move on to the midfield three, and let's just keep it like just three midfielders. Have to be attacking midfield, defense midfield, or whatever. So we've got three midfielders. Who are we going for? I know one is definitely
I'd say Bruno, Jorginho. I'd say Jorginho's had a good season as well. Good start to the season anyway.
Fair enough.
And third guy, it's difficult really. Kovacic hasn't been great. Kante hasn't been great. Van der Beek hasn't really played. Havertz, I think he has a
depends what you do.
Yeah.
What you do. I think the first two are definitely shoo-ins.
I think it's Kante, Jorginho, and it's a toss-up between Havertz and Bruno.
No, Bruno's definitely in. He's had a great season.
No, it is because Havertz has had an equally great season so far.
Compared to Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno is the thing with Bruno is like you might not like the way he plays because he plays hero ball, but his importance to the Manchester United team is unquestionable. Like he scored a percentage of their goals this season. If you take him out of their team, you will see the difference.
He's got 4 goals, 2 assists or something like that.
You see the difference in the league position. If you take Havertz out of our team, there'll be difference in our play, but it's not monumental.
Okay, cool. But you said 4 goals, 2 assists. Havertz has the same amount of goal contributions this season.
Yeah.
Not the contribution I'm talking about.
I know, but if Havertz doesn't play, Chelsea can easily bring someone else with quality in. If Bruno doesn't play for us, you see.
Yeah. I literally call Bruno. I compare Bruno to the point guard in a basketball.
True, but just because Chelsea have more quality within our squad than United shouldn't diminish Havertz and what he does.
No, let me say something quickly. I get what you're saying, but 3 of Havertz's goals can be advanced.
League Cup, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You can only score against who you can only, it's like saying Bruno scores penalties. It doesn't matter. You can only score against you.
I get what you mean. You got to score what's in front of you, innit? You get
yeah.
He even score bangers.
I still think it's
Bruno, bro. You got your defense, bro. You got your defense.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Hold it. Just this.
We said 3 midfielders, so Havertz can still be in it.
Oh, come on,
just allow me. I already said Chelsea are going to get smashed. I still have to defend my player somehow.
Nah, bro, you changed it. You said 2-1.
Bruno.
Jorginho in.
Jorginho, Bruno.
I'd go with Havertz, in my opinion. I'd go with a 4-3-3.
So you wouldn't put Mason Mount though?
Mason Mount hasn't really been in the middle.
Yeah.
We'll
classify him as a winger now.
It's tough. It's tough because normally, if we do all of this stuff, everyone would just be like Pogba, Bruno, and Kante. But it's not like that.
It's not that right now.
I have to be so honest. On the slide, based on his impact when he's on the pitch, I would even put Van der Beek just because of the impact I see when he's on the pitch.
Yeah, his impact.
When he comes in, I see a different team, different class. But he's only played 5 minutes.
5 minutes every time he comes on, bro.
So yeah, but no, go Havertz then.
We'll just put Havertz. Cool. So this is where it gets interesting. The front, actually, not really interesting, but the front 3. So we have.
I don't think it's hard.
It's not hard. Pulisic is hardly played. Ziyech is hardly played.
Martial's
been I think you've got to put in Martial.
It's Rashford, Martial, and Werner.
You man are brave for putting Martial in there, bro. Martial's been pants, bro. He been pants, bro.
Yeah, but has Mount been better than Martial? Is that what you want to tell me?
Exactly. Has Hudson-Odoi been better than Martial?
No. I'll tell you hand on heart, he has. Mothers, I'm not gonna lie to you, he has. Mount has been better than Martial. In fact,
are you using your platform to say that? You're using your platform right
now. Bro, I'm saying it with chest, right now. From the beginning of the season, Martial ain't done shit, bro.
No. Think about it like this. This is how I.
Are we not going off form?
Look at impact. Mount doesn't have form either, and you have to think about it like this. Mount has had 1 good game, and that was the West Brom game. 100%. You give him credit for the comeback.
If not Mount, then who?
Came in midfield.
Exactly, and then apart from that game, Martial has 1 penalties this season. You say that's little, but he's doing his job. Do you know what I mean?
Fair.
That's fair.
So what's that? So we've got Rashford, Martial, and Werner.
Martial, yeah.
That's interesting for 3. What about the man?
Really, Martial?
Do you know what?
Would you take Mount over Martial? Because for me,
but I don't.
I
don't agree. I mean, I don't agree with the Martial shout, but Pulisic hasn't been fit enough to be able to put him in there. So yeah,
that's what May was saying.
Ziyech hasn't been fit enough. We haven't seen everyone else. So it has to.
I know. That's why he's in there by default, basically. So yeah.
Look at our standards, man. Look at what we're doing.
From winning Premier Leagues to arguing over Mason Mount, disgraceful.
All right, we'll get back there. But yeah, that's the end of Manchester United versus Chelsea in our fan preview. Just want to say huge thanks to Mewa, to Daniel, to Prime, to Bobz and Beeks for coming on. You guys showed us some love. You guys should plug yourselves. Mewa, you can go first.
Stoppage Time TV versus my handle. Everything's in there. Just follow. And SARS as well, man. Use your voice. Empower people, man. And police brutality in Nigeria.
Big ups. Dan?
Yeah, 100%, man.
said it any better. NSARS, use your voice and that. My handle obviously on the screen. Eyes on the Ball. So just go check that out on all platforms. Eyes on the Ball TV.
Prime.
Yeah, that's my platform. Police brutality that's going on in Nigeria right now, it's disgraceful, and we need more people talking about it and just try and help any way that they can, because everyone deserves freedom of speech and everyone deserves their rights, and to have them being taken away is disgraceful. But yeah, you can catch me on Twitter or on the Football Terrace more or less every day.
Beeks.
Yeah, man. Catch me on the socials at Beeks Corner, which is on Twitter, on YouTube as well. Yeah, NSARS, man. Just to echo what everyone's saying, but it's a tough time back home in Nigeria, man. Just have to keep supporting them, making sure that this comes to an end, bro. Honestly, stop police brutality, bro. Yeah, man.
And Bobz. Last one.
Yeah, man. Bits and bobs on Twitter and YouTube. Get me out there. Yeah, insides as well, man. Stop killing our future leaders, guys. Do you know what I mean? Everyone, if you've got a chance, speak up on it. Make noise. Make the noise in the right way. NSARS, 100%.
And then there you have it. Just to echo, obviously, whatever's happening in the world, a lot of stuff are bigger than football. Football's not life. There are things that are bigger than football. So if you can do whatever you can, just go out, sign the petitions, promote all the stuff, and let everybody know what's going on. But yeah, guys, thanks for coming on, man. It's been a blessing. Peace.
Peace.